I've got to give it to Johannes Mwetupanga.
Johannes won the fight, but take nothing away from Jeremy.
No. He says he broke his hand, hurt his hand.
Well, I could believe that. I could believe that because he was going brilliantly, and then he just slowed up. And maybe that was the reason.
Watch him take the glove off. That's usually a good indication if there's something wrong with the hand. They get a bit ginger when they take the glove off. Oh, no.
No, he won't.
No, he didn't hurt his left hand. He's helping to take the strings out of his right hand glove. Or did he? Was it his right hand? Ah, maybe his right hand that he hurt. You know, he's telling to take the glove off. The hand is hers gingerly. Take that glove off. Oh, yeah. Come on, get the thing off of him. Oh, yeah. Okay, good fight. Hell of a good fight.
It was
and
a hell of a good fight.
Both of them be welcome back here anytime, either as common opponents or with other opponents, you know? They're welcome back here.
Well, Jeremy, you know, take nothing away from Tito. He's had 70 fights. Jeremy hasn't. And Jeremy's got the potential. He's got the goods. He's a full package too. You know, he hasn't had 70 amateur fights. And he's got professional written all over him. So's the other guy. So's Tito. That was a brilliant fight.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you, pal?
How are you, mate?
It looks like his right hand is the one that's hurt. I've got it 1 round in Jeremy's favor, 5 rounds against.
Listen, both headed 60-54. Max Manning 60-55. Your winner from the blue corner, Johannes Tito. Thanks, Patrick. We're going to talk to Johannes, and I just want to talk to Jeremy Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big round of applause for a gallant warrior from Perth, Western Australia, Jeremy the Anvil Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd met Jeremy before. He's a very respectful young man, but he has a great story to tell. When Jeremy's parents broke up 30 years ago, Jeremy had a split with his father, and after 30 years, you've just got back together again. That's a great story, Jeremy. Tell us about it.
That's right, Howie. My mother and father went their separate ways, and after 30 years, fate brought us back together, and it was about 5-6 months ago, as I said to Dad in the change rooms, I bet you never thought we'd be here like this 6 months ago, hey, mate? And I bet you didn't either, hey, mate? And it does feel bloody good.
His father, after 30 years of not knowing him. Jeremy, it's a great story. Jeremy is a pretty tough opponent you met tonight. He's got plenty of skills and plenty of pizzazz. Pretty tough opponent for you.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a good contest. He's got a good rep, and he should do all right in his career. But I have to say, he's lucky I got a sore hand in the first round. I reckon it might have been a different story. If you noticed, I boxed with one hand. Perhaps.
Perhaps. Jeremy Allen, what a well-spoken young man.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Jeremy. Keep punching. Jeremy Allen. And how about 3 cheers for the new kid on the block, Johannes. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Johannes, is that name after Tito Felix Trinidad?
Yes.
What do you think of Aussie Melbourne? Do you like it?
I feel more than I'm at home in Windhoek.
It's your new home, you feel good?
If I'm telling you, if I look at it, I have a lot, more than 60 people. If you can, all of those people, they come to watch me.
Okay. And have you got an Aussie girlfriend?
Indeed, yes. I got my girlfriend, Anthea.
Cynthia. Cynthia, come up, Cynthia. Come up. Anthea. Come up, Anthea. We like the ladies to be involved. We're not Sam Newman's here tonight. And Murray Thompson and Brian Butler, good men.
Indeed, yes. I show it in the ring that they're good men. Yeah. All of the corner is stronger. You have to show how your corner is strong. It's the corner.
Come in, Anthea, and give him a big hug and a kiss, okay? Come across. Werner? Yeah. What a pretty lady. Gee, how about that? Anthea, don't go away. How did you meet? Come across and tell us.
Okay, we met when Tito was here for the Commonwealth Games.
Yep, I meant to mention that. Tito represented Namibia at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne in 2006. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Johannes, what a big win here tonight.
As I told already early yesterday, Jeremy said every punch he's gonna beat me, I will remember my country. He gave him a promise, said that I will surpass him. It's what's happened to David, he got to sleep, he's gonna remember this.
Okay, thank you. Good man. Murray, another colourful member of your stable.
Yeah, we knew Jeremy Allen would be a hard fight, which is why we took it. I've sort of had a few of these Africans, the guys from overseas, and given them a bit of a easy ride. But Tito's a bit different. He's tougher, mentally tougher. So we threw him in the deep end, really, and he come out of it well. So he's going to be in a lot of good fights, exciting fights.
It is a casino. 3 months in Australia, Mark?
68 dead.
68 dead.
Not 68.
68. G'day, Mark. Howard Lee's my name. Welcome to Melbourne town, and you've got a very impressive record in professional boxing. 11 bouts, 10 wins, and you're meeting a young man I don't know, Payakchai. Do you know his background? Your opponent?
Thailander?
Yeah, you've never heard of him before?
No.
No. Okay, tell us about yourself. You're living in Australia for 3 months. Are you going to stay in Australia for the next 3 months?
Yes.
Who's your corner man or corner people?
Sorry?
Who's going to be in the corner with you?
Sir Murray Thompson.
Mr.
Murray Thompson.
Ray Thompson. Murray Thompson's going to work the corner. Okay. Well, your opponent, I don't know much about him. Tell us, where have most of your fights been? What country have you fought in mainly?
Philippines, Australia, Korea.
Philippines, South Korea?
No.
South Korea.
Yes.
Good luck to you, Mark. You've got an English name. Okay, Mark Milligen.
Body moving, body moving, body moving, body moving, we be body moving, body moving, body moving, body moving, we be body moving, a body moving, we be body moving, a body moving, body moving, body moving, body 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 body
Okay, our judges assigned for this international super welterweight contest: Alan McCull, Joe Mann, Malcolm Bullner. When the bell tells you, man in charge of the action, WBF World Championship, a referee judge, Chris Anderson. Your timekeeper at the bell, Damien Membry. Your ringside physician is Dr. John. Thank you, Damien. Welcome back to centre ring. About four coming up. Friday night fights, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Introducing in the red corner with Justin Footet, stepping up to the bar. This young man, his boxing in Australia has been approved by the Thailand Boxing Commission. 25 years of age, 16 professional fights, 11 wins, 5 losses, 4 inside the distance at 66.60 kilograms. Give him a warm Aussie welcome. Payakchai Sithparadorn. Sithparadorn. And across the ring in the blue corner with Murray Thompson, Brian Butler from Cebu City in the Philippines. 22 years young, 68 kilograms his weight at the Manhattan Hotel last night. In professional boxing, 11 bouts, 10 wins, only 1 loss. Black trunks with a touch of red, white and blue. Fondly known as MJM Grand. Would you welcome Mark Jason Milligen. Chris Anderson to give referees instructions. 6 rounds of boxing.
Okay, boys, remember what we spoke about in the dressing room. Nice and clean. Protect yourself at all times. Good luck.
What's this guy's?
That guy in the red corner is, here we go, for fight number 4 rather, Payakchai Sithparadorn from the red corner in the blue trunks with the white stripes. Payakchai, his name is Payakchai. I have trouble with that. Payakchai Sithparadorn.
2 southpaws.
Yeah, and he's got the blue trunks with the white stripe. He's from the red corner. The other boy is Mark Milligen. Mark Milligen from the blue corner. He's got the black trunks with the red lettering on it. And this is going to be a little bit of a
crab fight.
Boxing match, I see, because one guy is 25, one guy is 22. They both had about similar experience. Mark has had 10 wins and 1 loss, the boy in the black trunks in the blue corner. And Sithparadorn has had 11 wins.
But when you get 2 southpaws fighting,
yeah,
it's always an awkward looking fight, isn't it? As I said before, it's like a crab fight.
Yeah. 2 southpaws in there. Very seldom see that. Very seldom see that.
And they've got very similar styles.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tactical fight. And this is 6 threes. 6 threes.
It looks very awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. Just trying to figure out who's doing what and who's doing the most of it. But nothing too much happening here. A little bit of a right hook there from Milligen. The other boy's got twins trunks on. That's from up there in Queensland, the border town between New South Wales and Queensland. Big fight town. Nothing much happening here.
That was a good right hand by Mark. He flipped the boy in blues on the chin there. The right hand.
Ooh, what happened there?
It came down.
What happened there?
It came down his ankle.
Well, he's got a knockdown court against him. No worries about who won this round. Yeah, that was strange. It was the movement.
Like it came down his ankle incorrectly.
Was there a punch involved? I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Oh. That's it. Calls it off. Calls it off.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt.
He might have been hurt when he went down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Murray Thompson just wants to let you know that Mark Milligen is out here to spar with Oye Wale, and he's a #1 ranked welterweight contender in the OPBF and in the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the time 2 minutes 47 seconds. Round 1, your winner, Mark Jason Milligen. $66.5. Give Brian a big welcome back to Melbourne town, to the Manhattan on a Thursday night for Murray Thompson's big show called Beautifully done, 67.9. Is that okay? Brian, I said in the introductions you're almost a Victorian. It's about 4 or 5 times you've been to Victoria?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, you've met some pretty tough opponents, Heath Ellis, and you got a pretty tough opponent tomorrow night, Steve Attard. He's fought on the same cards as you before, I think.
Yeah, I've seen him fight before. I'm feeling confident about the fight.
Yeah. You're experienced Queensland champion, and what sort of work have you done in the gym at Cleveland and all those things since you were here last time?
Oh, a lot of work. Trained real hard for this fight, yeah.
What do you do for a job? You a working man, Brian?
Yeah, I work concreting. Yeah.
So you get up at what, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I try not to get up that early, but yeah.
You do. So physical work, the old-time boxers used to chop trees and do physical work. It's good for your career in that regard.
I guess so.
That's too early. Tell us about yourself, Brian. You're a married man, or you're a bachelor?
No, I'm not married. Just got a partner, but not married.
Yeah. And then no children commitment?
No children.
Okay, so you can spend half the day working and the rest of the time in the gym. Well, not quite like that.
Yeah, something like that, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you're a clean-cut young man. That's what always impresses me. So, okay, you're confident, semi-main event, Brian?
Yeah, I'm confident. I can't wait, actually. Yeah.
Can't wait, yep.
Yep.
Here we go. Our semi-main event. Okay, this has got a lot attached to it. Thank you, Damien. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had the weigh-in last night at the Manhattan Hotel, there was a lot of angst between these two young men. It went on for about an hour. It was resolved by promoter Murray Thompson in association with Philip Holliday and Ben Brizzy. So there's a lot on the line tonight in this semi-main event. 6 rounds of interstate super welterweight boxing. Introducing in the red corner from Cleveland, Brisbane, Queensland, with world champ Philip Holliday in the corner. the Queensland Junior Welterweight Champion. Last time in Victoria, he met Pat Rouleau. Before that, Heath Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, he works as a concreter, gets up at 4 o'clock each morning of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got a very stellar boxing career. 66.50 kilograms. Will you welcome back to Melbourne, blue trunks with white trim, Queensland's Brian Fogarty. And across the ring with Team Brizzy in the blue corner from Lower Plenty. Ladies and gentlemen, unbeaten in professional boxing. 4 bouts, 2 wins, 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, at 67.90 kilograms, silver trunks. Would you welcome the Atom, Steve Attard. Referee Chris Anderson, judges Malcolm Bulner, Alan McCall, Max Manning. Here we go, semi-main event.
Obviously, Brian Fogarty's got a lot more experience. He must have 40-some fights professionally, at least I would think. The other guy's only had 4 bouts with 2 wins. He's got the job ahead of him. Fogarty might be on the other side of his career, but he knows a lot. Let's see how he goes with this guy who could be considered a newcomer. Steve Attard in the white silver trunks in the blue corner. Brian Fogarty in the blue trunks in the red corner.
Fogarty's not a pretty fighter, but he's got a lot of experience, and he's a really good workhorse. He's a trier, and you've never got him beaten. You can never write him off. Steve Attard, he's got the potential to be possibly a world-class fighter one day.
Yes, he's got 4 fights so far with 2 wins. I've seen him in 2 of those, and he looked quite good. But I would have thought to really get a career started, you want to be undefeated in your first dozen or so fights if you're going to have that real potential. I'm not suggesting it's going to happen that he won't have that potential, but I wonder if he's got it. But we'll see.
I think he's won his last 2. So he's getting...
Yeah, that's true. It's losing his first 2 and winning the next 2, that's potential.
Well, he drew his first 2.
Yeah.
He didn't lose them.
Yeah. That's exactly right. He didn't lose them. Winning is what counts, of course, but
and
still
he's got better and better. He's gone ahead leaps and bounds.
I'd like to see him go ahead. I'd like to see him get on top of this guy if he can. But Fogarty, we have to admit, too, is on the slide down the other side of the hill to some extent.
I don't know about that. He's not a pretty fighter at all, Brian, but he is a goer. He tries very hard.
Yeah, I don't dispute any of that. Let's see him bring his experience into play now and see if he's got it, if he can bring it into play. As the guy starts to ease off with reflexes, his speed, go. Punch power seems the last to go.
He doesn't look too flash, old Brian, but he just keeps coming. You know, he plods on. He's a plodder. Steve is a very sharp and good-looking boxer. Very sharp.
Brian looked a bit wild there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Those 2 punches. Oh, it's almost like desperation sometimes. Steve has got a nice stance. Nice punches. That's good. That's good.
It's a bit of a slapping left hook by Brian, which caught Steve.
Ooh. He got hurt.
He was really hurt.
He got hurt. I got to give the points to Attard.
He was really hurt. I think it was a right hand that caught him.
He was really hit and hurt. I'm glad we got
That punch took the wind out of his sails.
You said, look at his eyes aren't right yet.
No.
See how much recuperation he's got in him. The older fighters have less recuperation than the younger fighter, of course, obviously. But his experience should help him too. He's very lucky that punch didn't come 10, 15 seconds earlier.
I tell you what, I don't know what stopped him from going down.
Here we go. Let's see what happens.
If he had got hit one more time after that
That's
punch.
right. That's right. And that one punch won the round for Steve Attard. If it would have been 10 seconds earlier, it might have been a knockout. 15 seconds earlier, he might be able to work on it, develop into a knockout. Okay, let's see what happens here. Because Steve can punch a bit. Brian got hit. Brian can be hurt. Brian's got his head stuck in the air a little bit high, I think. One thing you don't want to do, keep your head stuck in the air. Hands up, head down. A bit of strength there. Brian Fogarty showing a bit of body strength.
One habit Steve's got, which I don't like, is he bounces too much.
Yeah. Use up a lot of energy. Yeah, a lot of energy. Ooh, nice.
Plus the fact that you're not holding your ground either by doing all that bouncing.
That's right. Easier to get put off your balance when you're doing that.
And plus the fact that your punch comes from the floor.
Yeah.
And you push off the floor and transfer the weight of your body into your punch.
Yep, exactly right.
So it's like a catapult.
Exactly.
So if you're bouncing,
can't do it.
You can't do it, and plus the fact that you can't hold your ground in the wrestling.
Yeah. Yes,
you watch good fighters; they slide.
That's
on their
right.
feet.
That's right. They're anchored, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ooh, that punch is just a bit far. A little bit closer without a real punch there.
He's super fit, isn't he, Steve Attard?
Yeah, it appears that way. It appears that way now.
The British have got him super fit, haven't they? And he's got himself super fit, too.
He's just, racking up points here and there, isn't he?
Yeah. He's been getting a little bit sloppy, which is unusual for him.
Slap. Yes, well, Steve Attard is doing fairly well here. He's edged those 2 rounds. He edged the first round by 1 point, by 1 punch, and he edged that round by landing more jabs, just keeping Brian off balance a bit, even though he seems to be off balance himself. So a good point you made. He's not anchored enough. And when he lands a punch that hurts, it's fortunately when he is anchored, which is very seldom.
You've got to have your feet, flat on the ground. The days of being on your toes are well and truly gone.
Yeah.
The punch comes from the floor.
Yeah.
And if you cut off a bloke's legs and set him on a table, he'd have no power in his punches.
Yeah.
And you've got to also hold your ground. And you need to have your feet flat on the ground.
Have
to push off.
A power platform, right?
Exactly.
Here we go, round 3, with Steve Attard winning the first 2 rounds in our unofficial scorecard. Brian Fogarty in the blue trunks out of the red corner, whose corner man is the former world champion Philip Holliday, who ended Jeff Fennick's career, in his first career anyway. And Steve Attard in the silver trunks out of the Brizzy gym in the blue corner. Steve has got the fight the first 2 rounds, and he's just starting to take the fight in hand now. Good left hook. Ryan is a little bit sloppy. He's not as pinpointy as we'd like to see him, or as he has been throughout his career, which has been a long, illustrious career. Ooh, but he went to the head with that jab, didn't land, went straight to the body with the right hand. Not a tremendous punch, but landed. He went to the body again, but a good jab. Phillip seems, not Phillip, Brian Fogarty seems to be a little bit desperate some of his punches, Frankie.
Yeah, he's a bit at sea here.
Yeah.
He's definitely a bit at sea. I think he's fighting Steve's fight.
And I think perhaps getting hit early didn't help him much either, you know.
Yeah, he's just allowing Steve to dictate the terms, and he's fighting Steve's fight. He's just looking at Steve and offering nothing.
Yeah. I wish they'd get him out of that bouncing business, as you said. You got to have a word with the Brizzies. They'd listen to you. Oh, good punch to the body, but got hit with the left foot counter. Oh, another good punch to the body. And I think he hurt him with that one, too.
That bouncing, that might be the missing link to be him being a world-class fighter. Because he's certainly got all the other attributes that you need to be a great fighter. Brian just plods on, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got that never say die attitude, which you can't help but admire.
Absolutely. Oh.